Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back inside BC Place Stadium, or if this is the first game you're joining us for so far today, welcome to the Subway Bowl. It is Championship Saturday under the dome. It's all been leading to this, the 2018 BC High School Provincial Finals in football, and my name is Justin Morissette, Matt Macri with me up in the booth. We just took in one heck of a game in the Bantam Final, Matt. And the junior varsity teams have their work cut out for them to follow that as far as entertainment value. But you look at these two teams as the Windsor Dukes take on the GW Graham Grizzlies, and my goodness, for grade 9, grade 10s, there are some just big boys out on the field here today. Perhaps none bigger than number 88. For GW Graham.
Logan Buckwitz.
He's out there in the huddle with the captains to start this one off.
He's got a head on even the referees out there. He's a big guy. I saw him play this year, both the junior team and on the varsity team as well. And he doesn't look out of place on the varsity team at all.
But really, you look at the line that's out there to start this in the huddle for the coin flip. For GW Graham, he's not the only big boy in that group. Number 50 and number 68 as well.
Yep, from Windsor.
From Windsor are certainly impressive specimens too. So some sizable players. I know everybody just looks big too when you've just watched a grade 8 game. That might be what it is. But I'm excited for this one.
We're just looking at the standings for the year. GW Graham went 4-0 on the year and were the first seed and kind of walked through the playoffs here. Windsor had a tough fight. They were 2-2 on the season and had to fight teams ahead of them to get here. So like the Van College from the grade 8 game that finished lower in the standings but was able to pull it off when it mattered. Ticket to the dance, you got a chance. I love that.
And you know what? We got some real entertainment on hand today, Matt, because I'm not sure which of these two teams it is. I think it's the GW Graham Grizzlies. But somebody has a marching band with them who are going to be in the stands treating us to some music all game long. And you know what? This has the feeling of a college game. You know, when you got music on the sidelines, you got the band out here cheering the team on. That's NCAA stuff, and we get to enjoy that in a junior varsity final in the biggest stadium this city has to offer.
Yeah,
what a day!
I was watching the Washington State Utah game last night, and Washington State scored a touchdown. They won 10-3, and to go up, it was their band that was the most excited. One of the girls was jumping up and down, tripped over the stair, and fell down. The band was so excited for Washington, for the Huskies.
And it's GW Graham who's in their navy blue uniforms with white, silver, and black trim. Windsor, meanwhile, the Dukes in white with silver and black trim as well. Very similarly matched teams as far as color scheme goes. But it's blue and white, and it is the Grizzlies who will kick this one off to start. Caden Weiss, the kicker for GW Graham, going to start us off. And we're back to 12-minute quarters as well, having just watched a grade 8 game where, of course, things move a little quicker. Onside kick, but the whistle blows, and a very similar start to the game we had to kick us off at 8:30 this morning. Team looking for an onside kick right out the gate, but I think they've just revealed their hand as the whistle blows. I doubt they go for it a second time, but we'll see.
Well, I don't think it was whistled in yet. I think that the Grizzlies there were a little bit over-eager. The play hadn't been whistled in yet. Clock hadn't started, and they'd already kicked the ball.
And we talked a little bit back in the first game of the day about the early game jitters that teams can feel playing in the dome, because it just has such a big feel to it, even if there's only fans really on one side of the sidelines. Oh, my. Great recovery. Jacob Groves for the Windsor Dukes makes sure that it's Windsor who starts with the ball.
Well, it went to the first guy's legs, and Groves comes up and gets on it, and not before he has to fight number 9, Michael Hopwood, coming in hard, trying to recover that ball in really good position for the Grizzlies, but the Dukes were able to get on top of it right away.
They smacked heads together pretty good along the sidelines as Groves was able to make sure Windsor starts with the ball. And we get our first offensive play of the game. Dukes have a man in motion. Snap is away, and a little shovel pass there into the waiting hands of Jacob Groves. And Groves nearly picks up 10 on the game's first play. I think stopped just short of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, Caden Weiss is showing he can tackle as well as kick the ball here. Great little pitch out here to Groves, and Groves gets up the sideline here, and Weiss just gets a hold of the shirt and drags him down, stops him from getting that first down or even a lot more yardage there.
Alec Giragosian is the quarterback for Windsor in this game, and I'm thinking to myself here, Matt, that name sounds familiar. Indeed it does, because Giragosian wound up playing quarterback for the varsity team as well. So we saw him back in the quarterfinals in the first Saturday of this 3-week trek to the Subway Bowl.
Well, a lot of these guys have to do double duty just because of a need of the college, the school, or the program.
And of course, I think it was the Dukes who ran into some injury trouble at quarterback as well, if I'm not mistaken, that really brought Giragosian into the game. But he is their QB of the future, and a bright future ahead of him. Giragosian calls his own number there after the Dukes come up with a first down and gets back to the line, not much further.
Well, it's Daniel King that wraps him up and ties up his legs here from the backside. He chased him down across the backfield and was able to just get a hold of his hips and tie up his legs and make him trip up.
I think the initial play was for a pass, but he just didn't see anything, and the pressure was coming, had to scramble out of the pocket. Takes the snap and will hand the ball off into the waiting hands of Groves once again, and Groves having himself a good start to this one. Jacob Groves right down the middle, takes his team to about 2 yards shy of another first down.
Very elusive Groves here in running in traffic. He's going one way, then he's coming back the other way. Gets his second hand over that ball as soon as he hits contact and just plows himself forward.
It's like he was running an obstacle course there. As Giragosian set to take the snap deep in the pocket, but he's able to draw a man offside with a long snap count. And that will move the chains. 5 yards forward does the ball go, and a fresh set of downs do the Dukes get.
Well, Groves came across the backfield in motion here, and he pulls up, and number 54, Dylan Myers, thinks that the snap's going to come, and he's going to come back on a counter-type play and tries to jump the snap, and just the ball wasn't even coming off the ground.
1st and 10 from the 42 inside enemy territory as Giragosian will put the ball in the air and nearly picked off. He was looking to connect with Charlie Campbell, but couldn't quite find him.
The number 9, Michael Hopwood, all over them on defense, too. Great coverage here. Nice throw. It's out there, but Hopwood's able to hop in front of it and knock it down.
They'll bring up 2nd and 10. As Windsor putting a nice little drive together on their first possession of the day. Look to keep it going here. Giragosian looked to pass, but ran up the middle and had the ball just chipped right out of his fingers. It comes loose, and I believe this is going to be a fumble recovery that goes the way of the Grizzlies. Indeed it does. Caden Weiss jumps on the loose ball.
He comes running forward here. The defender swings his arm around and just punches that ball. The ball goes about 5 more yards down the field. I mean, if Windsor could have jumped on it, they would have had a first down. But GW Graham was able to get on top of the ball and get their first down.
I feel like I jinxed the Dukes there. I was talking about looking to keep their play alive, the drive going, and comes to an ignominious end as suddenly it's the Grizzlies with their first offensive possession, and a long pass complete And then some. Logan Buckwitz off to the races, and the big man finds the end zone on his team's first play of the game. Incredible.
Just unbelievable. Puts the ball up nice and high. Buckwitz goes up for the ball, and a beautiful throw here. Buckwitz is the only one that can catch this. Gets up high. The defender grabs him, wraps him up, but he steps out of the tackle and just keeps going. You got to wrap him up, both arms around the shins, ankle area, to take his feet completely out from underneath him to take him down.
And a great pass from Grayson Frick as well to make that play happen in the first place. But it is just remarkable. We were talking about this before we took to the air, Matt, that this guy, okay, if you're a JV player and you got some size to you, it's probably safe to assume you're a grade 10.
Yeah.
Not the case here. Logan Buckwitz is a grade 9 player who looks bigger than most grade 12s.
Yeah. And wait, we haven't seen him lay a hit yet. Like when he lays hits, you hear it. Yeah, I don't care where you're sitting in the stadium. You're going to hear that solid. He catches the ball. He runs so well after the ball, and he doesn't shy away from contact. Actually, he looks like he goes into the contact more. And you look at his helmet here. They got these bear paws, and I'm pretty sure that's if you do something spectacular, you get a bear paw in your helmet. His helmet's covered. I think they're even working on the inside of the helmet now.
Injured player helped back to the sidelines, and that could actually prove to be costly because that's Jacob Groves for the Dukes heading back to the bench or maybe the trainer's table. He looks real shaken up.
Yeah, he's hobbling pretty good on that left leg there.
Swinging his arms, too.
Yeah. He looks like in a lot of pain, and he is having some great success running the ball there for the Dukes early.
That's a big loss. We'll keep our eye on him, of course, on the sidelines, see if he can return to this game as it rolls along. Right now, though, his team finds themselves down by 6, and it looked like the Grizzlies were going to go for 2, but a flag on the play is going to make that a little more difficult. False start on the offense will march this one back. And do you go for the kick now?
I think if you're going to go for 2, you go. Whether it's 3 yards or 8 yards, you go for the 2. Maybe on a kick, you might change your mind if you get moved back too far. But when you're running a play like this, you don't care if it's 3 yards or 5 yards.
And that's exactly the case. As Grayson Frick takes the snap and hands it off after a nice little fake, run up the middle, stopped in the hands of Caleb Spanner. So 6-0 score on the board as Spanner fails to find the end zone for the extra point.
As I say that, they make the 5 yards that they would have needed to get the 2 points earlier, but not the 10 that they needed for the 2 points now.
And a great group stop. I mean, it's tough to even attribute a tackle there because there are 5 guys wrapping Spanner up to stop him.
Yeah.
And you can see he's got a number of bear paws on his helmet as well.
Well, and this team here, this GW Graham team, I mean, they're coming to junior varsity. They had a lot of success in AA for a number of years, and then they kind of fell off a bit. But this new group that's come in, they're very excited about. And I think it's going to show a promising future for this GW program.
That's our live band in the house playing a little Eye of the Tiger, like the fighting spirit that their Grizzlies have shown so far. I hope every team has that the rest of the day. What a game changer that is as far as the atmosphere in this building. As the Grizzlies will kick it away, and another squib kick. Short, picked up right immediately at the 48 by Windsor.
Windsor's quick on the ball there. I mean, GW Graham, I think, you want to, the onside kick, I like it in when you need it, right? And here I would have preferred to see a big kick, get the ball down the field, and let your defense go to work and play the field position game here, especially once you already have that 6-point lead.
And my mistake when I was giving you the team colors off the hop in this one, I said it was 2 teams wearing very similar colors. It is the blue jerseys for the Windsor Dukes, but it's not deep blue. That's a forest green for them. Quick correction there as we got a better look at it on a close-up camera. And hauled down in the backfield is Alec Giragosian as he tried to peel out of the pocket. Brought down for a loss.
Well, and Daniel King's fired up, and rightfully so. He's playing the edge here, and he's got the contain, and he does a great job of containing the quarterback. Gets off his block, gets a hold of the back of the jersey, and just drags him down.
Six-yard loss on that tackle for Giragosian. 2nd and 16. As he'll take a snap deep in the pocket, man in motion. Ball in the air. Short pass complete. And some good yards after the catch in the hands of Adam Murray.
Well, Adam Murray does a good job of splitting the defense after he catches the ball here and just getting up the field. It's a short pass, gets it into the receiver's hands, and he just runs straight up the field. Some good blocking, but a beautiful job of getting through the defenders. And number 20, Samuel Mans, has to make a solid tackle to bring him down.
That brings up 3rd and 2. So if not for that loss, the Dukes would already be looking at first down right now. Instead, Giragosian calls his own number and gets a huge pickup.
We got about 9 on that one.
Yeah.
I think they had the motion come across here, and I think a lot of the defense bit into the motion, thinking that 44 was getting the ball. It was a beautiful job to pull it back. I know King was caught flat-footed, and it's not till number 20, Samuel Mans, one more time, gets his hands on him that they can wrestle him down.
He was just off to the races, too. Like, as soon as he got the ball, it's like a starter pistol went off. He just, boom, right up the gut immediately. This time, Giragosian will look to the sky, and his pass is complete. The Dukes come up just shy of the end zone, but another pass to Adam Murray. This time, he'll pick up a first down and bring his team within 10 yards. I think they're going to be at the 3 for this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Nick Beck, the defender, had his eye on the ball the whole way, but he didn't see Murray just sneak behind him, and Murray gets up there, big long arms, gets that ball out of the high point and brings it in. Timeout. I guess the Grizzlies are calling a timeout. They're going to want to talk here to the players and see if they can come up with a stop here on the 3-yard line.
I know it's still early. I mean, we're not even 5 minutes into this game, but this feels like a pivotal moment because, I mean, we've only seen one play out of this Grizzlies offense so far, but Logan Buckwitz is a machine. If that one play is any evidence to go by. And if they want to keep pace with a man whose helmet is covered in paw prints, they're going to need to come up with a touchdown of their own to the Windsor Dukes right here.
Well, I think, Logan Buckwitz is a game changer for sure. And I think he's going to have to get out there. He's going to get out there and he's going to play his game. The Dukes are going to have to match him. I mean, and not just Logan Buckwitz, but Grayson Frick. I mean, there was a game earlier this year. He threw for over 500 yards and a half dozen or so touchdowns. Like they've got the guns on the GW Graham team to put points on the board. So Windsor's going to have to go. They want to go toe for toe. They got to put points on the board too.
But kudos to Alec Giragosian, who has not had Jacob Groves at his disposal for this drive, and has still done a great job. Looking to Adam Murray instead. We'll see what he does here. Calls his own number, makes it back to the line, but he's wrapped up and hauled down. Groves still on the trainer table. We're keeping our eye on him.
There's going to be a penalty on here, unnecessary roughness on actually Windsor, and they're going to get moved back 15 yards. The quarterback keeps the ball here, and he gets tackled. And he gets driven backwards, whistle goes, but one of the Windsor players took exception to the pile on top of their quarterback and shoved the helmet of one of the tackling players, and that's going to move them back 15 yards.
So a tough break for the Dukes after it looked like everything was going their way on this drive.
2nd and goal from the 19. That's a big setback.
Giragosian probably looking skyward, if I had to guess. Takes the snap. He's got receivers running routes, but he cannot connect. As he was looking for Charlie Campbell on that one. Ball was very, very close, but Campbell basically had it hit off of his hands and could not hang on.
Well, good defense by Jackson Visor here, number 4 of the Grizzlies, to really make a play on the ball, to knock it down as well, and make sure that Campbell couldn't bring it in.
Third down situation, and given the yardage, I'd be surprised if a JV team brings out a field goal unit. I think they're going to go for it on 4th, but we'll see what kind of field position they will have to do that. Inside 10 yards again is pass complete to Charlie Campbell. He gets it to the 10, maybe the 9, and it's 4th down.
Well, it's a good short completion here to Campbell. Campbell gets the ball nicely, but then you see the speed of Buckowitz. He comes from middle linebacker position all the way to the outside edge here to take Campbell down before he can get much further than the 9-yard line.
I was doing the commentary back in week 1 of this tournament with Jay Prepchuk, and of course Jay runs a series of quarterback camps, and there's very few QBs in this league that he's not worked with. He had all kinds of positive, glowing things to say about Alec Giragosian, but as I bring that up, Giragosian throws a pick as he was looking for the end zone.
Well, I think,
and it's, I believe, Nick Beck who was running back with that one.
And it's, you know, he wants to get the ball into the end zone. He's got the defender coming at him, so he's throwing. He's kind of jumping in the air and throwing off his back of his foot. I know Jay Prepchuk's going to go no, no, no when he looks at that pass there. But the defender was coming in so fast and so hard. If he could have got a bit more on it up over the defensive back, that receiver had gotten the separation that they wanted to.
And the G.W. Graham Grizzlies offense goes right back to work. We've only seen one play from them so far, but it did result in a touchdown this time. Caleb Spanner pushed out of bounds on the carry after a gain of about 4.
Well, they bring Buckowitz here in motion to be the lead blocker, but there's just too many bodies for him to block. He gets the first guy, comes back. Spanner makes the second guy miss, but it's the third guy, number 8, Giragosian, that gets over there and knocks Spanner out of bounds. Only a pickup of about 3 yards there.
Hey, when you had a pickup of about 70 on your first play, I think they're still doing all right.
The average is up there.
Third offensive play of the game, and it goes back to Spanner again. This time he's forced out of bounds, I think just shy of the first down.
It's going to be close.
He might have got it. Let's see if we can take another look at it on the replay.
Spanner's got great change of direction here. Frick puts it in his belly, and he comes over and he steps to the outside, leaves Murray there grasping at him. But, yeah, he's just short of the first down.
I think 1 yard shy. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Ball on the 31. 6:04 to go in quarter number 1. It's the Subway Bowl. This is the Junior Varsity AA Final. As they go right back to Caleb Spanner, Grayson Frick really favoring that, but when you need only 1 yard, why not? And he got it. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, he got that plus a couple extra here. He spins his way through the hole, but he's brought down weird on his leg was pinned underneath the defender who brought him down. And he looked like he's a bit of pain, but he's staying out there. I mean, he's a tough player. He runs the hard run yards there between the tackles. He knows it's going to hurt sometimes when you get tackled.
Frick hangs onto the ball this time, looks skyward. Oh, my. Accuracy was there. He was looking for Jackson Visor, but instead,
well,
I think they're going to call pass interference here.
And I'm going to disagree with them because it was good coverage. They didn't look. Oh, he doesn't turn and look for the ball. Number 13, Murray there, does not get his head around. Adam Murray does not get his head around and look for the ball. He's just covering the receiver the whole time.
That's tough, though, because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure if he'd turned around to see the ball come in, that contact would have been legal.
Yeah, you just got to get that head around. As a defender, you got to get your head turned around. You got to find the ball or make the effort to look for the ball. You can't just be covering the man, throwing your arms in the air like that.
And that's a big penalty that's going to move the chains pretty significantly. Ball comes now to the 49, so the Grizzlies are still inside their own territory, but just got a big help from a little yellow piece of fabric. Frick hanging on, feels the pressure coming, gets the ball away to Caleb Spanner. Spanner, pass complete, but runs into the sidelines after a pickup of about, let's call it 6 or 7. 6.5 maybe.
You gotta keep honest with Buckowitz there. The defender sees the quarterback still has the ball, so he just checks down to Spanner, and Spanner does a really good job of just getting up the field, picking up 6 yards, stepping out of bounds.
And what a combination those two are, too. Spanner, quick, small. Buckowitz, fast, enormous. Frick's got all kinds of options. As he will hand the ball off once again. Spanner right up the middle, finds a hole. He is off to the races. Caleb Spanner to the end zone. And the G.W. Graham Grizzlies go up 12 midway through the first quarter. He is just doing.
Yeah, he's getting flagged on that one. You love the job he does here. You don't want to face him in a foot race. Look at him go. Once he got that open space, hung a right, and off he went to the end zone.
You knew it was a touchdown from about the 35.
Yeah, and then he wants to do a little bit of celebrating in the end zone.
Some reps, getting his lifts in.
So it's okay in the NFL, guys. It's not okay in high school football.
Yeah, it's the kind of celebration you'd love to see in the pros. But in this situation, the ref's not quite as forgiving. That's going to make the conversion attempt a little more difficult.
Well, no, they'll put it on the kickoff.
Ah.
Yeah, so they'll be kicking 10 yards back probably. I think it's just objectionable conduct.
And if you're Caleb Spanner, you're probably thinking, it was worth it. Give me the ball, 1 carry, I can make that up.
And the coaches probably aren't happy about this.
No.
But it's not going to be much more than a sorry coach.
Frick spinning out of the pocket to the left side, puts the ball in the air, picked off.
Maybe another penalty here. I do believe it's going to be a block in the back. We got one of the defensive linemen down on the ground, and I think he got hammered from behind.
That's the end of the play, though, as soon as it brings that in, right? I mean, on a 2-point convert, there's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just complete blindside hit there. And unnecessary behind the play. Didn't really need to do it. Could have just got your body in front of it.
And this will go against the Grizzlies as well.
Yeah.
So Hunter Brown for the Dukes is the player headed to the sidelines after that block. But he looks like he's going to shake that one off. As that G.W. Graham Grizzlies band playing a little Queen, We Will Rock You, and you look at the scoreboard, hard to argue that so far.
But they're going to be kicking from around the 12-yard line here. I mean, usually you kick from the 40, but with 2 penalties back-to-back there, they're going to be giving it to Windsor Dukes, who showed they can make up a lot of ground quickly in very good field position.
The officials responding, perhaps. The band saying, "We will rock you." The refs saying, "We will walk you," all the way back.
And Dukes
to the 10.
Dukes are still without Groves, who's on the trainer bench getting that ankle wrapped to see if they can get him back into the game.
Jackson Visor, the kicker. He was on the senior team as well. Number of players for this JV side.
Because it's on the 12.5-yard line, it's causing a bit of confusion for the front line of the Dukes here to try and figure out where they're supposed to line up.
And on the return, that's Nicholas Pellish, who's wrapped up and hauled down.
And Pellish does a good job here. He gets the ball on his 50, about a 51-yard line here, or 49, and then picks up a good 10, 12 yards on the return, and to give the Dukes the ball on the 39-yard line of the Grizzlies. This is really good field position for the Dukes to be starting in.
Absolutely, and they need a score here if they want to stay in. And I know we're still not even midway through the first quarter, but we have seen how potent this Grizzlies offense is, and the Dukes need an answer.
You're going to get a pass interference call on this one here. Number 9, Michael Hopwood, actually made contact before the ball even hit number 44, Simon Capobianco here. Before the ball was even there, he had hit him. So they're definitely going to move the ball forward. So it's going to move it up about 3 or 4 yards, but it should be at a new set of downs.
Yeah, automatic first down on pass interference, and it's a short pass. Actually, are they going to call it an unsportsmanlike? Because that is moving the chains
really far,
a significant distance. Oh, it's automatic 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alec Giragosian set to take the snap deep in the pocket. He's got men in motion. Giragosian gets the pass away, looking skyward, and just shy of connecting with Charlie Campbell, who gave it his all. Tried to dive to make that play, but just could not get there. Overthrown by maybe a quarter of a yard.
He wanted that one bad, and just a bit through his fingers. He beat the defender, got the separation, wide open, and they just couldn't wrangle it in.
Great speed from Campbell, too. As he's already had some big completions in this game. We'll keep an eye on him. As Giragosian calls his own number, comes up with the first down, is pushed out of bounds after a big pickup.
Well, the Dukes were able to get down here on their last drive. They actually got down to about the 3-yard line, but then a couple of bad penalties put them out of range, and then the turnover. So they got to play a bit more disciplined football here because they've got this ball in really good position.
9 yards to the house. We'll see if they have better luck this time.
They're going to call a timeout here.
Signals for a timeout. Windsor wanted to take some time to talk this over. I think they realize, just as we do up here in the booth, Matt, that this is a pivotal moment in this game.
Yeah, no, they looked at their wristbands. The play was called in. They looked at their wristbands, and they all looked back up at the coach in unison, going, "Are you sure you want that one?" And the coach calls the timeout and says, "No, let's talk about this." And unfortunately, they taped Groves up, and he's over on the sideline here, but he's still not putting any pressure on that left ankle. I don't think we're going to see him back in the game today.
And that is so unfortunate because he had just a real hot start to this one. It seemed like Giragosian wanted to give him the ball on nearly every down. He factored into the kick return game as well.
Yeah.
A pivotal player for this Windsor team, and he's trying to find that strength. He's just walking back and forth on the sidelines right now, but as you say, doesn't want to put a ton of pressure on the injured foot. Though his stride is getting a little better as he continues to do this. As I say that, he starts stepping gingerly again.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know how you're going to be expected to run like that. I mean, if you can barely walk.
Yeah. In the meantime, Alec Giragosian takes the snap. We'll look to the end zone. No, just shy of it. Able to connect with Charlie Campbell, but they need one extra yard, and that's a nice completion for Campbell.
Nice, really good job. Excellent touchdown saving tackle by Jackson Visor as well here. The throws there. Campbell brings it in. Has to grab it, calibrate it in his arms. If he could have gotten off cleanly, he might have made it in the end zone, but Visor was all over him.
This time Girigogen will try to run it up the gut himself, and he is successful. Touchdown, Windsor Dukes, who are right back in this one.
And Girigogen's fired up. You can see that. He was putting that in there. Nothing was stopping him.
And that gets the crowd back in this one for Windsor as well. They don't have a band out with them, but they do have a nice little collection of fans who've come out to cheer them on. And after watching their team go down big early, that's a big play for them to make some noise for the boys.
Yeah, that's huge. Not many schools bring their own bands.
No, you know what? But after this one, you're going to wish they did.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It adds so much to the atmosphere here. And, folks, if you're watching this on SportsCanada.TV, as the extra point attempt, I think, just hit off the bar and stayed out. Very close, but no good on the attempt there by Nicholas Pellish. If you're watching this, no matter where you happen to be, actually, if you're in the Lower Mainland, I should say, I do encourage you to come on out. We have, of course, 3 3/4 games left here under the dome at BC Place Stadium. It's the cheapest ticket in town. You only need to buy one ticket, and you get treated to every game all day long. It's a wonderful time here at BC Place Stadium, and the band certainly adding to that. Of course, no matter where you happen to be tuning in from, we are happy to have you with us here on both SportsCanada.TV and BCSS.TV as well. The YouTube live stream. You can get in touch with me if you're so inclined on Twitter at Justin Morris. Would love to hear from you and know where you are in the world tuning in to watch this game. As the Dukes get ready to kick this one away. And I can't believe there's still 4 minutes left in the first quarter. We have already seen so much drama from this game. It might tick on forever. And I won't complain about that at all. Windsor now goes for a squib kick, and they recover it.
And they got it.
It's the quarterback, Girigogen, who comes up with the ball on the onside attempt. And I have seen so many teams go for this over the last 3 weeks in this building. That is the first time I've seen it be successful.
Well, Esterbrook, number 10, Landon Esterbrook, gets down there and stops the kick, but he thought it went behind him, so he turned around to jump on it, and it ended up bouncing off of him and back out to Girigogen, who was able to bring it in.
4 minutes to go, and suddenly the Windsor Dukes, who went down early and have had a hard time stopping the two-pronged offense of the Grizzlies and Caleb Spanner and Logan Buckwitz, are right back in this game. Long ball, nearly picked off. Girigogen was hoping to connect with Adam Murray, who had great success with earlier in this quarter.
He drops back and he puts the ball up. Really nice ball here. And Murray goes up for it. But it's Nick Beck who's just in front of him and knocks the ball down.
And Beck making a real impression on the defensive side. He's had some big stops and some fine coverage on the passing side as well. Snap into the hands of Girigogen. This time he'll go for a short pass, and oh, what a hit. My goodness. Look at that. It's Jacob Groves back in the game.
Well, I saw him running a couple of sprints down here just on the last couple of plays, and I guess they thought he was good enough to get back out there and give it a shot.
But that is quite a hit for him to take on his first play back in this one.
Michael Hopwood gets in there and breaks up that pass nicely.
Just a huge shot. Big impact. But Groves going to stay out there. And we got a flag on the play.
And you call a false start on the tackle here, who did jump.
Puts Windsor into a 3rd and 15 situation. So what looked like a string of fortuitous breaks, both with the touchdown and the onside kick recovery, could lead to kicking this one away if they can't find success on third down. Giragosian, though, has had success through the sky and will be looking there again, I'm sure, as he needs big yardage on 3rd and 15. Alec Giragosian has time, gets the ball away. Good arc to it, but it's picked off, or very nearly was. Jackson Visor was there, but just knocked it down instead.
I got a text message. It's Visser, not Visor. A great defensive play here by Visser to get underneath the ball there, see where it's coming in, and get up there and try and grab it.
And you can see on the face of Alec Giragosian feeling defeated on this drive a little bit, but they're going to still go for it on 4th down. Daring play. Oh, no, kick it away. Just usually I'm used to seeing the kicker so much deeper than that.
Well, I know, you got to give yourself time. I mean, you do a quick drop kick like that. I guess they obviously got away with it. That was a decent punt there.
And it was the quarterback who was the kicker as well, so I really thought they were going for it, but instead, no, Giragosian kicks that one away.
It's a good way to keep the defense kind of frozen there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't get a deep guy, kind of eliminates the return.
Absolutely, and if you're going to kick the ball away like that right now, it'll keep them guessing later in the game when you eventually do try to go for it on 4th down, because there's no way to tell the way you're lined up.
Yeah.
Interesting strategy for the Dukes. See how it plays out over the course of this one. But right now, off to the races is Caleb Spanner once again. Spanner is gone. The speed on that boy, nobody's catching up with him.
No, once he gets a seam, he is gone. He is just sailing down the field here. Great big block. And it was Charlie Campbell made a dive at his feet. He was about the only one that had a chance there. And then Spanner just goes the length.
Twice already in this first quarter that we have seen the opening play of a drive for the Grizzlies go the distance. And when I say go the distance, I don't just mean they got a touchdown from it. I mean they covered a good 3/4 of the field in doing so.
Well, yeah, both times they were on their own side of the 50-yard line and gone.
There is some real talent at running back on this team, and at QB as well, as Grayson Frick hands the ball off, and it's the other talented runner, Logan Buckwitz, who opened the scoring. This time he gets the 2-point convert to go, and that will stretch the lead to 14 at 20-6. The score now in favor of the GW Graham Grizzlies.
I'm really digging this band.
Right?
Yeah. Makes it exciting. And the GW Grahams are making this game exciting here. That run by Spanner, and then they go to the 2-point convert, and Buckwitz just runs bodies over to get into the end zone. Such talent on this team.
It's remarkable. There are teams who make it a good way in this tournament that might go an entire game without seeing the kinds of plays that we've already seen just in the opening 9 minutes. Matt, we're not even 9 minutes into this game.
Yep, I hear you. I hear you.
And this is 9 minutes of the opening quarter that in real time has run for 45.
That's unbelievable. I mean, they just this first quarter, usually the first quarter goes really quick. This one here is just dragged. Oh.
As the Dukes have to scramble to come up with the ball, they do. It's in the hands of Jacob Groves. Groves trying to cut up the middle, and he's hauled down at the 26. But good to see him back in the game, nevertheless.
Yeah, he's still not putting a lot of pressure on that leg, though. I don't know how long that he's going to be able to stay out there and give him a chance. But this is a game where you want to be on the field.
Absolutely. You can deal with the pain tonight, tomorrow.
Yep. The rest of the offseason.
In the meantime, give your team as good a shot as they can possibly get. And oh my, you think he's dangerous on offense. The size of Logan Buckwitz just wrapping up the quarterback, Alec Guragosian, as he tried to run that one right up the gut. And I would not want that frame coming down on me, I'll say that much.
When he just swallowed Guragosian there, got his arms out, welcomed him in with open arms, and then rolled him to the ground.
Pickup of 3 on the carry for Guragosian, 2nd and 7 from the 28. Takes the snap and gets the ball away. Pass, looked to be complete, but Simon Capobianco could not hang on to that one.
Capobianco had this too. He's a little frustrated. I think he was thinking about running before he caught the ball here. Yeah, he was turning with the ball. Instead of putting it away, he was turning as he was bringing the ball in and just set it right down on the ground there.
I'm sure he will get plenty of chances to atone for that one as this game rolls along. But that brings up 3rd and 7 for the Dukes on their own 28. Guragosian, pass away, complete to Charlie Campbell. And Campbell will move the chains, gets that ball to the 39, fresh set of downs for Guragosian and the Dukes.
Go back to old faithful, Charlie Campbell. He's caught a couple of good passes so far, and there's another one to get them the first down and keep this drive alive.
Credit to the Grizzlies defense, though. As soon as he took that ball in, double coverage, just smothering him and giving him nowhere to go. And speaking of nowhere to go, that's exactly what Guragosian found as he tried to cut up the middle on a quarterback dive.
When he's gone to this well a couple of times today, and here he goes again, and the defense is just all over him. And number 27, Daniel King's right in there on the tackle one more time.
1:45 to go in the opening quarter. 20-6, the score that favors the GW Graham Grizzlies. As this time, handoff to Groves. He's grabbed by the jersey by who else? Logan Buckwitz.
Well, Buckwitz gets a hold of him here, and Groves just doesn't have that burst that he needs to get away here. And so Buckwitz is able to get a hold of the back of the jersey. And he actually pulled him the wrong direction. He pulled him about a yard forward instead of taking him backwards there, but didn't really have much choice.
I just can't believe, Matt, this is a double-A team.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the size of these guys, the speed that their running backs have. Frick's been good at QB as well.
Yep. Yeah, their defense is swarming, solid, quick.
Can we come back next Saturday and pit this team or whoever wins this game against the winner of the AAA final for JV? Because I got some questions about the difference in the level of play. Let's do a 4th Saturday on the Subway Bowl. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, that hurts. That's 2 in a row on the same end there, jumping the gun, and that should give them a first down here.
From 3rd and 10 to 1st and 10 on 2 consecutive flags.
Yeah.
It'll take them to their own 49.
Well, I know the end over there that's going offside, and it's not like him to do that. I've seen him play quite a bit here with the Grizzlies as well, and it's not like him to do that. It's probably some of those early game jitters.
And that's the kind of run we were seeing earlier in this game from Jacob Groves.
Hey, when he's jogging across, giving the ball to the ref, still gingerly on that foot. But watch on this run here, because there's no ginger about it at all. He's just giving it everything he's got. Oh, the head to the knee there as he is going down.
You're right. When it is time to make plays, he is willing to just take that pain as best as he can. But in between plays, he is feeling it. But he gets a first down for his team and then some. Guragosian takes the snap. Pass out to the left side, connects to Charlie Campbell. Campbell finally brought down by the other number 88, Logan Buckwitz. But after not having very much room to work with every time he's made catches so far today, Charlie Campbell able to add some nice yardage after the catch.
Because his blockers, and he's supposed to go inside of the blockers there. We see Buckwitz so smartly gets outside of the blockers and is able to pick up another couple of yards to get that first down and move the sticks one more time.
Time ticking down in the opening quarter. We'll see if they're able to get the ball away in time. Nope, that's going to do it for quarter number 1. A quarter that ran 50 minutes.
Wow.
Longer than some halves we've seen in this tournament.
Oh,
what a quarter it was. This game has had all kinds of entertainment. And I will tell you, folks, if you've tuned in late, if you're just joining us, I don't think that scoreboard accurately reflects the game that the Windsor Dukes have played so far.
Well, you take away 2 plays, and it's a tie game.
Yeah.
You take away 2 plays. And, I mean, and that's the thing. The Dukes got down to the 3-yard line and then got a stupid penalty that moved them back to the 18-yard line. You know, they got down there onto the 9-yard line and threw an interception. I mean, the Dukes have been pressing. But you flip to the other side of it, the Grizzlies scored twice on the first play of their drive.
Yeah.
For 70-plus yards.
So it's funny because, yeah, it really feels like the GW Graham offense has barely been on the field. And yet, look where they are, up 14, 20-6 at the end of the opening quarter. And it's, yeah, as you said, just 2 first plays of the drive, some quick strikes, one from Logan Buckwitz to open the scoring early in the first. And then Caleb Spanner had one about midway through as well. Very impressive performance from both of those guys in the opening quarter, and I'm sure that's going to carry on as this game continues.
Yeah, I have to agree. They got to figure out a way to stop Spanner. They got to figure out a way to stop Buckwitz, and then they got to figure out a way to score. They got a lot of figuring to do. And the one thing I noticed here in the Windsor Dukes sideline, they've only got 12 bodies on the sideline. Right? You know, they barely got an offense and a defense out there. You go over to the GW side, they could probably put 3 lines on the field. I mean, the grade 8 Van College team had 50 players.
Yeah.
It hurts, and especially when your star running back, his ankle's not 100%.
Alec Yeragosian gets the pass away, but it's knocked out of the air. Nice little effort there by Michael Hopwood, who's having himself one heck of a game on defense.
And Adam Murray here wants that ball back. Yeah, he knew that he should have had that one. Hopwood just with a quick hand, get it in there, knock it down.
Murray back at the line as his quarterback prepares to take yet another snap. 2nd and 10 from the 26, just outside the red zone. There's some confusion now, it looks like, as the whole team looking to the sideline after they had a man in motion. They do get the snap away in time, and Yeragosian looks to go right up the middle, was nearly picked off by the big man, Logan Buckwitz.
Well, and Hopwood's telling Logan, I had that one. Logan knocked it right out. You watch here. Here comes the throw, and Hopwood is going to make a play on this, and Buckwitz smacks it out of the air. You know,
yeah.
Hopwood's like, I had that, man. But you know what? Buckwitz is just making sure.
Third and 10. And it would shock me if Yeragosian did not look to pass here once more. 2 straight incompletions, but will look to find gold on the 3rd try. Short yardage attempt, but a diving effort from Adam Murray could not come up with it.
Well, you got to think that they're going to go for it on 4th down here.
Yeah, we talked earlier about their strange formation on their kicking unit.
Yeah.
And of course, the quarterback being the kicker as well makes it impossible to read what they're going to do.
Well, they're on the 26-yard line. They're down by 2 scores in the 2nd quarter here.
And they've just called timeout, which means they're probably talking over the play. I would imagine they're going for it.
Yeah. And it wouldn't shock me to watch Yeragosian run with it. I mean, he's had some great runs today. I don't think anybody would be expecting that, which I think would be the perfect time to do it.
I'm just having a great time trying to figure out what song the band is playing. This is Shut Up and Dance With Me by Walk the Moon. They're playing classics. They're playing contemporary. They're playing rock. They're playing pop. They're playing funk. They're playing soul. They've got it all covered.
They're having a great time down there, too.
And their team up big. Why wouldn't they? Not even faking the kick formation. They're just straight up going for it on fourth. And why wouldn't you? I guess in this yardage situation. Yergosian looks to the sky, nearly complete, but could not connect to Nicholas Pellish. Jackson Visser comes up with the stop.
Yeah, and a great job here. I mean, Pellish looked like he had a really good shot at this ball here, and Visser was just able to keep his hand in there and make sure that he didn't get a play on it. Okay, I thought it was part of the band that was just banging the drum wildly there while the team was in offense, but no, it's actually a parent there with his own little snare drum that's just banging wildly. He's not part of the band, folks.
And we've got a couple parents, it looks like, in Canucks jerseys on the sidelines as well, who might only be here to take in what they can from this game over the next hour and then head next door to Rogers Arena. But as we say that, it's another big play from who else? Logan Buckwitz comes up with an enormous completion.
Well, and Frick sees that they've only got two guys on Buckwitz, so he throws it to him because you're going to have to do better than that if you're going to want to cover Logan Buckwitz.
That's a 25-yard pickup for Buckwitz, and while they couldn't stop him from making the catch, they were able to stop him from going much further than that. All on the enemy 49 as Frick looks back to the sky again and back to Buckwitz once more, who will break loose and find the end zone. And he just makes it look so easy, Matt.
It's so easy.
Like he's barely breaking a sweat.
And he's out there. Like, watch this here. And Grayson Frick's been throwing to him forever and a day, so they've got great chemistry. But he gets up there, catches it, and they've got Groves right on him. But then he just sort of wanders into the end zone, pinwheel in the arms. There I am.
I think Groves knows he's only got so many steps in him today.
Yeah.
Why waste them chasing a man who cannot be caught?
Well, and I'm thinking, Groves is probably one of their better players both on offense and defense. But they got to put a bigger body on Buckwitz if they're going to stop him from catching the ball.
Grizzlies go for the point after kick, nearly blocked, but instead
that one's
will
good.
Make it through the uprights. That one's good, and it's a 21-point lead on the board with 11:03 to go in quarter number 2. 27-6 in favor of the GW Graham Grizzlies.
Yeah, and that didn't take a whole lot of the fourth quarter there so far, that's for sure. Or the second quarter.
Second quarter, though. It feels
Fourth
like
quarter.
this game's been going for long enough that we'd be in the fourth by now.
Yeah.
This might really mess up the scheduling for the rest of the day. And I bring that up just to point it out as a statement of fact. I'm fully entertained by this game, but
Yeah. Well, you got to think, too. I mean, if Windsor can't put some points on the board here, this game's going to start flowing a lot quicker.
Yeah, mercy rule on the clock. If this lead stretches much further for GW Graham.
No, they're not, and it's just nothing. They've got nothing to stop this this GW Graham offense.
Caden Weiss getting ready to kick this one away. He's counting up how many men he's got on the field with him. Making sure that they don't have too many as a member of the Grizzlies heads to the sidelines. Good thing he did that count. Of course, they do have a 12th man factoring in for them today. It's the band on the sidelines.
What a beauty of a kick.
And a tremendous kick from Caden Weiss, which will take the Dukes all the way back deep in their own zone. Scooped up by the quarterback, Alec Giragosian, and he's forced out of bounds at about the 15 or so. But that one took him back to the 5 before he was able to turn around and grab about 11 yards.
Yeah, he did a great job to get back up the field here, before he's pushed out of bounds. He's doing a really good job at quarterback, so it's going to be on his shoulders to try and get this offense rolling right now.
Deep in their own zone is where they begin this drive. 10:57 on the clock in quarter number 2. His team in a 21-point hole as he will shovel that one over to Jacob Groves. And a nice little pickup for Groves will pull his team within 5 yards or so of the first down marker, I believe.
I love the way that he pitches the ball here. You see a lot of people come with that underhand swing for the pitch, or they do a cross-body swing, but it's almost like he's doing a basketball pass and just a straight chest-to-chest shooting the ball across, and it's staying flat so the running back can catch it and get going.
Groves saying, give me the rock and then give me a block.
Yep.
This time, pass complete to Adam Murray, and that will move the chains. Murray brings it to about the 33. 1st and 10 for the Windsor Dukes, who really need to engineer a drive here.
Well, Murray does a great job catching the ball up high and stepping out of a tackle and picking up positive yardage after the catch.
Snap taken by Giragosian. Will hand the ball off to Groves right away. Jacob Groves tried to take it up the gut. Pickup of about 4.
Groves does a really good job here. It looks like he's going one way and comes back on the counter the other way. Gets some positive yards. Number 65 is able to get his hands on his back. I don't have a 65 on my sheet here for D.W. Graham. So that guy made a great job to get a hold of him and take his feet underneath him.
The mystery man.
Yeah.
Giragosian gets the pass away.
Oh.
And he just felt the pressure coming and was looking to get rid of that one.
Well, I think there's miscommunication there. I think he was expecting number 5 to get deeper down the field. Number 5 being Nicholas Palesh, because he puts the ball up like someone's going to be splitting that seam there, but Palesh just didn't make it down that far down the field.
Probably thought he'd have more time to let his receiver run that route as well.
Yeah.
But there were 2 men who were able to break the line and were just bearing down hard on Giragosian. 3rd and 6. Crunch time for the Dukes. Giragosian's pass complete. That'll pick up a first down as he's able to connect with Nicholas Pelesh. Couldn't do it on the long ball on 2nd down. Short yardage, however, on 3rd will make it happen.
Well, he's looking at Groves the whole way, but he's thinking Pelesh the whole way. And it was a great fake out here by the quarterback to keep his eyes on the runner on the swing pass, but then fire it downfield to his receiver.
Excellent misdirection. As you can tell, the defense was fooled as well.
Yeah. I love the fact that the Grizzlies are just running a 3-man front here on the defensive line and still getting 2-man pressure on the quarterback.
Just amazing. Pass complete again to Pelesh, and he is hauled down by Michael Hopwood.
Well, Hopwood's coming downhill here right away. He gets the ball, swings the ball, the receiver catches it, and Hopwood's there waiting for him.
Big impact, too. We saw so often in the opening game of the day, and I know it's different with bantams, grade 8s, guys who don't have the same amount of size, but there were so many tackles in that game where it's just guys hanging on to whatever they could cling on to, whether it was grabbing onto a guy's hand, grabbing onto a guy's foot, grabbing onto a guy's jersey.
The one thing you see in the grade 8 ball, and it's funny how you see this disappear as you move up the levels, is the arm tackles. The feet standing still and an arm reaching out, you know. you get push-ups galore until you get that out of your system in the grade 9, 10 junior varsity. To the point you don't even see it in the varsity level.
Yeah. These JVs, it seems like if they're making any sort of contact, boom, guys on the ground immediately.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're Logan Buckwitz, in which case nothing can bring you down. Maybe Buckshot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can have 3 bodies on him, and he's still got a 4th limb to move him forward.
Second and 12 after a loss of yardage on first. Girgosian takes the snap. Pass complete. Connects with Adam Murray. Murray, no room to run this time.
Well, he was trying to get going. He was letting his blockers take a guy, and 1, 2, 3 guys got picked up, and then the 4th guy just couldn't get going. A nice little pass here. Murray grabs it. You got 1 block there, 2 block there, and the 3rd guy, it's Buckwitz. That's why.
Exactly. My goodness, what a player.
Yeah.
Able to pick up 2, though, so it's 3rd and 10. Girgosian looking skyward again. Deep ball, nobody there. And if you're Adam Murray, there might be an argument that he was kind of tied up a little bit and prevented from
getting to the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Given the pass interference call that we saw earlier, kind of surprised nothing on that one. Though maybe they're just going to say that the ball was too far away. I don't know.
You know, one of the nice things, you talk to Logan Buckwitz, is the humble, the lack of ego that he has there. If you see him after the game, you look at him and go, "Hey, Logan, good game." He'll turn to you with a big smile and say, "Thanks." It's not. There's none of this. I know. Yeah. He generally just loves the game.
As the Dukes were prepared to go for it on 4th, we've got a whistle.
Delay a game.
Didn't get the ball away in time, and we'll see if that changes their strategy.
Well,
4th and 15.
As we've seen earlier, they could have been going for it. They could have been punting.
That's true, yeah.
Because we don't know.
Tough to say.
The quarterback as your punter.
Motion in the backfield and a whistle again. Illegal procedure? False start. Windsor just coming unglued right now.
Well, now we're at 4th and 20.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
What a play. Girgosian connects down the field with Jordan Kwan. Incredible.
Well, every play that could have happened there, no one expected that one. I mean, that's some great play calling there by the coach. Hey, Girgosian here, he's got Groves going one way, he's got another player coming the other way, and then he lays it out here, and the defender gets just beaten. And there goes Kwan down the field, no one around him.
And remember, folks, we're coming into this expecting a punt on some level. Given that it's 4th down, they just took 2 penalties in a row to bring them into 4th and extra long.
Yeah.
Incredible. The gutsiness of that play call and the ability to pull it off. This team is not done yet.
That was a huge rope-a-dope.
And the 2-point conversion is good as well. Pass connects to Jacob Groves. Do not count out these Windsor Dukes. There is plenty of time left in this one. Wow.
Oh, an hour and 10-minute first half so far. There's lots of time left in this one.
PA announcer letting us know that there's a 15-yard penalty going to go against G.W. Graham on a personal foul after the 2-point conversion was good.
Well, this is the second one for G.W. Graham here. Their second time that the ball's in the end zone and their kick is going to be way off of where it should be because of penalties. So their kick is starting on the 45-yard line in their own territory.
And honestly, if you go for an onside kick here, even if they recover it, you're probably still at about the spot that they'd get back to on a kick return. So, hell, why not?
Well, you got to think that, GW can score so quickly and vast distances that you may want to try and get the ball back here on an onside kick. And that's exactly what they do.
Just that. And
they get
successful. Wow. Unbelievable. Caleb Spanner is just standing there looking at that ball, thinking that his teammate's going to come up with it.
Yeah. And
just no desperation to jump on it himself.
But I think he thought his teammate had it because he sees him standing, the ball bounces, and then he doesn't recognize that the ball is live and wobbling up there.
I think he thinks that he's about to grab it, but what he doesn't see is a tremendous defensive effort from Jacob Groves, who is also already on the ground, having tried to jump on that ball, who wraps up the hand of the man down. And as we talk about his defensive effort, Jacob Groves goes to work on offense and will move the chains. Another first down on the first play of this drive, and it'll take them into the red zone.
And he's doing this on one ankle, too. And, you can see that G.W. Graham, they got him right on their heels to get that score, get the onside kick, come out here. And now the first play is a massive run where Groves just throws his whole body into the end of that run to get the ball as far forward as he can.
He is just giving this game everything he's got. And if a performance like he is putting on right now does not inspire the rest of his teammates, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
As Alec Urigoyen tried to run that one up the gut, picks up about 3 on the carry, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
And I love watching the coaches on the sideline because I've never seen a more animated play caller than the coach here for Windsor Dukes. He is just as excited as those boys are on the field there, and it's fabulous.
What can you say about what the Dukes have done here in the last just 2.5 minutes alone?
Oh, don't count them out. They're, like I said earlier, they're way down in the standings. They're 2-2 on the season, but here they are playing for a title in BC Place.
Jacob Groves again with the carry will pull his team inside the 10-yard line. About 4, maybe 5 yards short of a first down. But a nice little carry from Groves. And that's when the hurt ankle maybe fails him. You could see as he tried to make that last juke.
Yeah.
His leg went a little janky on him.
Yeah, couldn't get around that corner. He's still, when you watch him walk out there, he's still a little bit ginger, but once he starts running, he's not even worrying about it.
And he takes the ball back once again. Groves to the left side, finally hauled down, but he's going to pick up a first down, and it'll give his team a fresh set of downs with just 4 yards to the end zone, maybe even less. I believe this is going to be 3rd and goal.
Yeah.
Or 1st and goal from the 3 is what I mean to say. My apologies. Yeah. See where they spot this one. Could be the 4,
no,
could be the
right
3.
On the 4. Right on the 4. So, I don't know if they're calling it timeout here or – oh, no, here we go. And they bring everybody over to the right side, leaving absolutely nobody over there on the left.
As the Dukes look to make this a 1-score game with 5 minutes to go in the opening half. It's a delay of game flag that will come out against Windsor. And look, Matt, you and I have gushed all game long about the just tremendous athleticism and quickness of both Caleb Spanner and Logan Buckwitz for the Grizzlies, but Jacob Groves, has the heart of a warrior, and it is on full display right now.
Yes. Yes, he does. He's just given it everything he's got out there. He came down early in the game on that ankle. He spent a good portion of the first quarter on the trainer bench getting that ankle taped up. They were able to get him back out here and making plays, and he's made some big plays.
Pass knocked out of the sky by Josh Baird for the Grizzlies, and that's a situation where maybe the length of that first quarter actually plays into the favor of the Dukes, because there are other games that we've seen over the course of the last 3 weeks where you suffer an injury like that, and the recovery time that you need to come back from it might put you out of the game for the entire first half.
Yeah.
And instead, because we had a 50-minute first quarter, Jacob Groves is right back in it. He's making huge plays, and his team is 2 yards away from the end zone once again. Maybe just 1 yard, in fact. Is nice completion to Simon Capobianco.
I really wish I had the name for number 65 on this roster here for GW Graham, because he is just destroying that offensive line. He is having a great game up the middle of the field here and just moving bodies, causing all kinds of havoc.
As the quarterback calls his own number once again, Alec Yergosian has one of his team's touchdowns on the day. Just came up shy on that attempt. But it's inches, as Yergosian was so close. And as he reached out after he was already downed, did get it across the line. We'll see if he can do it here on fourth. Or if he gives it to Groves instead. No, Yergosian going to go to the outside. Out one man to beat. With the ball in hand, just shoved him out of the way.
Yeah.
Alec Yergosian, touchdown.
He wasn't being stopped on this one here. Falls is blocked just down off the edge. Buckwitz right behind him. Visser comes in, but just can't make the stop.
This is how you climb back in a game against the Grizzlies. Just don't even give them a chance to let their offense go to work. 7 points separating these teams right now, as the Dukes will look to add an extra point and pull within 6. Kick is away. No good. But a nice attempt from Nicholas Pellish nevertheless. That was not off by much.
Oh. What looked like was going to be a runaway game by GW Graham has now turned into a nail-biter here at the end, towards the end of the first half. Windsor has really fought to get back into it here, and they've done a great job.
And we talked about the opening quarter being 50 minutes long. The second quarter, when it's all said and done, might not be much shorter. We're looking at the possibility of a 90-minute half, which is pretty irregular from what we've seen so far over the course of the road to the Subway Bowl. Of course, you are watching the BC High School Football Championships on SportsCanada.TV and BCSS.TV. My name is Justin Morissette. He is Matt Macri. We are pleased to have you with us. This game has offered all kinds of excitement, and if you thought GW Graham was running away with it, the Windsor Dukes have kept you glued to the screen as they have put together one heck of a rally. Pellish will kick this one away, and they go for a short kick once again, having recovered 2 onside kicks. This time, it's the Grizzlies who make no mistake, and Jackson Visser will jump on that one. And it feels like forever since we've seen the Grizzlies offense on the field.
Yeah, it's been a while. But I think that it wasn't the last time they were on the field. It was like 3 plays, and they were in the end zone anyway. So
First play.
They don't stay on the field for long.
They certainly do not. The Dukes defense needs to make some stops here, however, if their team wants to stay in it. Right now, faked handoff that comes to who else but Logan Buckwitz, and Buckwitz cuts loose. First play of the drive once again. Buckwitz going to make a move to dodge Pellish, dodges 2 tackles into the end zone. That is 3 drives for this GW Graham Grizzlies team that have been 1 play long. And
Jesus.
They are getting incredible performances out of their running backs.
And that's awesome. But Buckwitz does a great head fake here just to make the defender dive. And a great effort. You had a linebacker there coming all the way down the field to try and make that stop.
And that's Buckwitz's 3rd touchdown of the game. For his 2nd one, Matt, we kind of saw the Duke's defense just give up on even chasing him.
Yeah.
Credit to them, though. They clearly feel inspired by what their offense was just able to do. Nobody gave up on trying to bring Buckwitz down on that run.
Well, this has been one of the things that has made this go so long is that the scores have been quick, and then you get all the time setting up for the extra point kick and then setting up for the kick in the middle of the field. I don't think in any of our games have we've seen 54 points in the first half.
No.
No,
I mean, we've seen games already.
Yeah.
Go back to week 1. There's games that were still shut out at the half even.
Yeah. I mean, last week we had 2 that had 50 points scored in them, but that was in the whole game.
Yeah.
But this is 54 in the first half alone.
As the Grizzlies school band playing All I Do Is Win. They might not be wrong about that if their team can continue to just – I mean, what else can you say about this offense other than they are literally running away with it?
Yeah, 100%.
It's all coming on the run, too.
And the thing is they even if the Dukes score, kick, get the ball back, score again really quick like that, they didn't even sweat it. They came back and said, here, we can score just as fast, quick.
Absolutely. And honestly, say they go into the half and they make all kinds of adjustments and corrections and come up with a way where they're going to be able to neutralize Logan Buckwitz. He is not the only player for the Grizzlies who's had 2 immediate scores, because Caleb Spanner has done it twice as well.
Yep. And you've got these other receivers out here in Beck and Hopwood and Visser that can score as well. They're not a one-facet team. And I've seen it before. The teams come out with a game plan for Logan Buckwitz, and they hit one of the other half dozen weapons that they have on the field.
Almost doesn't seem fair.
No. I didn't say it was a good game plan for stopping Buckwitz either. It's really tough to come up with a good game plan to stop him, that's for sure.
Absolutely. As Alec Giragosian looked to run that one up the middle himself.
On the flip side of that, though, Giragosian, let's talk about the day he's had.
He's been great. And honestly, Jacob Groves has been terrific as well.
Yeah, Giragosian and Groves have really been the heart and soul for this Windsor Dukes team out here, just battling, putting the throws up that he needs, the trick plays. I mean, that one to Quan there that nobody was expecting on 4th and 20 after 2 back-to-back penalties.
Incredible.
Just fabulous.
I mean, it's crazy that what we've seen from the Grizzlies offense, you almost forget that play even happened.
Yeah.
And it was awe-inspiring in its own right.
Yeah.
Time will tell what more tricks Giragosian has up his sleeve. But hopefully something that can pull his team a little closer. 2:45 to go in the half. It's a 34-20 score that favors the Grizzlies. Dukes tried to run it in the hands of their quarterback once again, and he'll pick up a couple yards, maybe just 1.
Yeah, he didn't get a lot of positive yardage there.
3rd and 4.
Get through the hole, up the field, but it's number 36, Randolph McKinroy, that was able to bring him down right at the 45-yard line.
Giragosian takes the snap, will look to the sky, pass complete. Nice quick bullet, connects to Pellish, and Pellish hauled down, but that will get them a first down and bring them inside enemy territory as well. Drive going to continue from the GW Graham 43. 42, actually.
A great job by Murray there. Gets spun around on the quick pass, but is able to bring up enough for a first down again. One more time.
As this Duke's offense is going to hope that they can find the house and then finally contain the Grizzlies offense before the end of the half here. If they can get one more score, it's still a one-score game, which honestly, Matt, feels incredible to be saying.
Yeah, it does. Especially with how fast the Grizzlies can score.
But there is a reason that both of these teams are in the finals, as we see another tremendous performance from Jacob Groves, who's having a heck of a game. Pushed out of bounds 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
Well, and there's another Grizzly here that doesn't want to be outshone, as McInroy has now made 2 big plays back-to-back. Gets over there to the sideline and stops Groves from getting any further up the field for a first down.
Girgosian will pass the ball away, complete, but it came loose from the hands of Adam Murray. Ball was instantly jumped on by a member of the Grizzlies. Of course, Murray was already downed at that point.
Well, it came out as he hit the ground. He catches the ball here, gets pushed forward, and as he's slipping, the ball's going behind him. He still had it in his hand until it smacked on the ground. Yeah, the fans have different opinions on that. The Dukes fans are okay with it. Grizzly fans, not so much.
Yeah, the pom-poms are waving on the Duke side of the stands. Silent glares from the GW Graham faithful. Officials talking something over here. Third down, 1 yard to go for the Dukes. Girgosian looking for the long ball into the end zone, complete.
Yeah, he brings it in.
Adam Murray, touchdown Dukes. I don't know that we're going to see more offense from any game all day long.
Wow, Adam Murray is able to bring it down. Defenders all over him. Number 29 there, Nick Beck, is all over him, shoving him as he's bringing that ball in. He still gets his foot in bounds and goes down, holding on to the ball.
And he's been the favored target all game long for Girgosian, so the Grizzlies defense knows if they were looking for the pass, it was probably going to go to him. He was still able to come up with a big play regardless.
Well, there's 52 seconds left on the clock. GW Graham only needs one play to score.
Yeah.
I mean, we can. Right now it's a one-score. Yeah, one score, 27-34. It could be 2 scores by the time the half gets here. If the half ever gets here. I'm starting to think it's not coming.
It honestly, this is no joke. I know there's only 52 seconds left in the half, as you're saying there, Matt. We could be looking at a 41-34 game heading into the break. It wouldn't surprise me.
It would not. At this point, I would not be surprised. I mean, I would not have picked the over-under on this. We had 61 already.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow. What a game. Folks who tuned in for this game, you are definitely getting your morning football. Holy smokes.
I was going to say you're getting your money's worth, but the stream is free. Oh, boy.
Well, here's the first thing I wouldn't do. Kick it to Buckowitz, who's way back there to receive this kick. I'd almost see if I could get another onside kick. Can you imagine that, getting an onside kick and scoring and tying this game up?
I mean, they've recovered 2 onside already.
That'd be nuts.
I think they're going to kick it the distance on this one, though.
Oh, that scares me. That's Buckowitz back there.
No, onside again. This time, the bounce goes in favor of the Grizzlies. Jackson Visser will haul that one in and is knocked down immediately.
Yeah, gets it off that big bounce. Good job to get up there and pick it up. And just gets his hip ripped out from underneath him, but that's okay. It's exactly where they want the ball. And I'm not going to bet against the Grizzlies scoring here before the end of the half.
I mean, what are the odds they score on this play?
High.
Yeah. If their performance so far today is anything to go on,
no.
Scoring on the first down of the drive has happened more often than not. Is it 3 or 4 times now that we've seen it?
3. 2 by Buckowitz, 1 by Spanner.
Yeah. Just crazy. And both of those guys have been able to add an extra touchdown on top of that.
Yeah.
3 for Buckowitz, 2 for Spanner. That's all the offense they've put up today. Spanner with a 2-point convert today as well. Pass off to Spanner. And he's got blocking from Buckowitz. He's gone. Nope.
Oh.
Wrapped up and hauled down at the 26.
Giragosian wanted to make sure there was none of that tomfoolery. First place scoring one more time here.
Just incredible. I mean, catch a look at this on the Subway replay.
And he does a great job. He just stays in the traffic and keeps taking the open lanes left and right. And then finally he busts it open. And Giragosian luckily was coming back to the middle to be able to pick him up.
And honestly, the way these guys run, you're seeing them at BC Place in the football final here today. It would not surprise me to see these same guys at Swangard later in the school year. Track and field provincials as well.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Some of these guys are just so quick.
Right there, Grayson Frick was looking to connect with Jackson Visser. Visser was in the right spot, but
just not deep enough.
Maybe not tall enough was the problem.
And you get spoiled throwing a Buckowitz up there. You just got to put the ball up high.
Oh, yeah, Buckowitz could have got that one for sure. As they fake the handoff and look to the sky again. This time, looked like Visser was going to bring that in. Not the case. Well, looked to the ref looking for interference, and I'm not sure the call's coming.
No, it's not. That was a well-defended play. Palash doesn't get any contact here. The ball's up in the air. He's got good distance, and then the ball touches his hand, and then there's contact. So no penalty needed there. 12 seconds. Should be the last play of the half.
I mean, the way the clock is ticked so far, you never know. But it is 3rd and 10 for the Grizzlies from the 27. They've been passing to the end zone so far as Frick, and this time nearly hauled down, able to shake loose. Gets the ball in the air, and it's complete to who else? His 4th touchdown of the half. With just 2 seconds remaining on the clock, Logan Buckowitz has put up more offense in this opening half than we've seen from some entire teams in entire games. He is a man playing with boys.
Well, you see it too. You see just the hand grab of the defender who's got the defender's coming in hard after Frick. And the blocker just grabs the hand and just slows him up enough for Frick's able to step around him and just dump it down there. And Buckowitz is behind everybody. I don't know about you, but my number one motto is don't let him behind you.
As they try to run it in on a 2-point convert and come up just shy.
Yeah.
Finally, the running game able to be stopped for the Grizzlies. And, man, if you are the Windsor Dukes, you are just kicking yourself hard, I have to think, because that was so close to being a sack on Grayson Frick. The fact that he was able to get that ball away at all, never mind connect with Buckowitz in the end zone, is a miracle.
Yeah.
But, if incredible offensive plays count as miracles, I think half this Grizzlies offense could apply for sainthood after this half.
Unbelievable.
As you can hear the band playing We Will Rock You once again.
I mean, as a coach, you score 27 points in the first half of a game, you got to think you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
You can't think that you're down 2 scores at that point.
I'm sure if you were to go into the room and tell the Windsor Dukes before the game, you're going to have 27 points on the board at the half, they would all take it. They would all be thrilled. And yet, down 13. Jacob Groves will collect the ball, but loses his footing at the 20. That wasn't a tackle so much as he just got swallowed up by the turf.
Yeah.
And he's going to hobble off to the sidelines and be glad this half is over for him. A gutsy performance, one for the ages from Jacob Groves, but unfortunately, on the other side of the ball, 2 running backs who are just having their way with this game, and Caleb Spanner, but in particular, Logan Buckwitz. You know, we talked about Buckwitz as having the size of a senior already, Matt. Man, he's a grade 9. He could play college ball right now.
Yeah.
SFU or UBC could probably slot him in instantly.
Yep.
He's got size. He's got speed. He can do it all. And he's a big reason why the GW Graham Grizzlies have a 13-point lead heading into the half. Incredible stuff. It's the Subway Bowl live from BC Place Stadium, brought to you by a number of sponsors, but of course the BC Lions and BC Place Stadium are our hosts here. Kahuniverse Sports, Go Wireless, TSN 1040, Baden providing our game balls. And so many people to thank, of course. We will thank them all as this game rolls along. In the meantime, that was a half that went for an hour and 37 minutes. Go fetch yourself a Dagwood sandwich. We'll talk to you again in 15. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside BC Place Stadium for the second half of a game that has had everything so far. It is the junior varsity AA final between the GW Graham Grizzlies and the Windsor Dukes. My name is Justin Morissette, joined up in the booth by Matt Macri. And Matt, my goodness, a 40-27 score after the half, and a game where Logan Buckwitz is just running wild. And we do have a correction to make. We were saying Logan was a grade 9 player. He is in grade 10, but, still. he even if he's in grade 10, he's 15 years old, and he's bigger than most 30-year-olds I know.
Well, one of the cameraman and me were just talking, and he can't even drive a car yet. He's bigger than one, but he can't drive one.
No, yeah. He can drive an offense, that's for sure. As the Windsor Dukes will go for an onside kick again. They had some success with it in the first half, did recover 2 of them, did Windsor, in their white jerseys with forest green helmets, yellow trim, and some black and silver on the jerseys as well.
Well, and here's the thing is that the Dukes have to pull all the tricks out of their hat here. They have to score, but they got to figure out a way to stop this GW Graham. They're 2 scores behind, and GW Graham scores on one play. Like it's happened so many times. And here's another one: receiver's wide open, and he's got one guy to beat, and he's heading for the end zone.
Pass complete.
And they're going to stop him. It's going to take 2 plays for them to score on this one.
To Nick Beck, and we've talked about Nick Beck quite a bit today already as being a defensive key for this team. But yeah, just another hot start, as this is a team that is just finding success immediately, time and time again. And honestly, I don't know how you stop them.
It's unbelievable. And it was a great job by Grayson Frick there to recognize that the defense wasn't fully set, but the ball was set, snap the ball, get going, you get a man uncovered completely down the sideline and get the ball deep on the 1-yard line.
And from the 1-yard line, they're going to run it right in for a score. In the hands of who else?
5th one on the day.
Logan Buckwitz.
I was at the half there. I was talking to one of the guys out in the foyer, and he was saying this has the makings of being the highest scoring ever high school final. And I just don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, how could you? We're not even 40 seconds into the second half. We've already seen another touchdown, folks. What is going on here? Logan Buckwitz is not just driving the bus, he is the bus.
Yeah, and here they go for the 2-point convert, and he's going to get that as well. Great move there to pull up. Adam Murray goes scurrying by, and Buckwitz just goes straight into the end zone.
And you have to remember that we were so close to heading into the half, with this being a 1-score game.
Yep.
The Grizzlies scored with 2 seconds to go in the half, and then score again 34 seconds into the third quarter. This team, I mean, remarkable, utterly insane. I don't know, like what are we watching here? This is nuts.
Well, and the thing I pointed out earlier too is is the Dukes are tired. A lot of the guys are playing offense and defense. They play, that was a 90-minute half. They've been out on the field for 90 minutes. They have a very small bench. So they don't have a lot of subs. And on their bench isn't a lot of size. So it's not the big line positions that are getting the substitutes. It's the smaller positions that are getting it. So you're going to see a worn-down offensive defensive line, I think, here early in the second half.
Kick is away, gathered in by the quarterback, Alec Giragosian. Giragosian with a heck of a run here. Has one man to beat, but he's hauled down by him. Caden Weiss, the kicker, is the one who winds up saving the day as Giragosian nearly had a kick return TD there. If he could just shake that last man. Get another look at it here on the Subway replay.
Well, he's thrown for a touchdown. He's ran for touchdowns today. I wouldn't have been shocked to see him return a kick for a touchdown. Girgosian is playing the game of his life here.
And we can confirm, is a grade 9. Logan Buckwitz might be a grade 10, but Girgosian, a key player for this team, was a key player for Windsor's senior team as well, and still has 3 more years of high school ball left in him after this. I have a feeling there's a lot of players in this game whose names we're going to be calling for several seasons to come.
Yeah, you can't doubt it at all. This Windsor Duke, just the fight in this team here. I mean, they're up against a powerhouse. They're outsized. The speed difference is huge, but they're not giving up, and they're going to fight every minute of this game.
And we do have a correction coming in here, as we were talking about not having 65 listed on our sheet today for GW Graham. That's Andrew Smith, who says he has family watching in Thailand at the moment. Hello to you. I would imagine that's our most far-flung viewers here today, but thankful to have you with us on the broadcast.
Yeah, we don't even have that name on the roster. But he's having a great game.
He certainly is. Making key plays all over the place. And speaking of key plays, once again, the Grizzlies come up with the ball.
Girgosian here willed himself a first down. Takes the ball, gets off the run. Good front block there, and just runs over number 4, Jackson Visser, to get the first down and move those sticks.
It looked like that they'd come up with a strip, but that was after Girgosian was already down, so my mistake on that one. The Dukes do hang on to it here. And we'll look to answer on offense again as we continue to inch towards what has to be the record books.
Oh.
But I speak too soon. As a nice little shovel pass to Jacob Groves sees him get wrapped up in the backfield and hauled down for a loss.
Michael Hopwood read that play the whole way and comes over here. Groves gets that nice pitch pass, but Hopwood is waiting there with open arms.
And Hopwood having himself one heck of a game on defense as well.
Yeah.
Girgosian elects to run this one himself. He's had success on the ground so far, but as he's hauled down, there's a flag on the play. I think this one's going to go against number 32 for the Grizzlies, which is Caden Weiss. And those two guys got tied up during the kick return as well, getting very familiar with each other.
Well, Weiss comes in there hard after the ball there, and it's going to be a chop block actually against Windsor, and it's going to be coming back even further. So well, actually, they're getting the decision. You want 3rd and 13, or do you want 2nd and 18?
And it's going to be Logan Buckwitz who is the one to make that choice.
Well, I'm glad we got the name of that number 65 because he has just been a monster there in the middle, and he deserves to get recognition out here.
Well, we were trying to compliment him earlier. At least his family knew who we were talking about.
Yeah. No, he's just destroying the interior of that line, and they're only running a 3-man front. And on a 3-man front, you usually have your tackles inside, but they've got one guy in the middle, and then the ends out wide.
And that's going to take them back on this penalty to 2nd and 28. Pass in the backfield, complete to Jacob Groves. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe not even. That might have been a loss of 1, and if not,
yeah, a little bit anyways.
Short pickup, perhaps.
And we got a player down on the field.
We do. Get another look at who that might be on the Subway replay. That might be the
number 22, Josh Baird. It looked like
the other side of that tackle, Josh Baird. Might have had Groves just come down right on top of him. This has been a noisy building so far today with the marching band and a sizable crowd, but you could hear a pin drop in here right now with this injury.
Well, as big as these guys are, we talk about Buckwitz' size and how hard these guys play. They are still kids. And, these are parents, these are families, these are friends that are all in the stands here. When one of them's on the ground, it's a good show of respect, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I'd hate to see the band playing right now, especially when it's their own guy down on the field.
Yeah.
He's helped back to his feet. And he's going to walk to the sidelines without assistance, which is always a good sign.
Well, number 22, Josh Baird, he's had a really good game today, too. He's made some big tackles. He's always a great guy out there on the defense, on the defense.
Third down, third and very, very, very long for the Windsor Dukes, who will call a timeout here as they need to cover 29 yards if they want to see this drive continue. And really, when you're looking at where the first down marker is, you're basically looking for a touchdown on this play, because if you're going to cover that much yardage, you may as well find the end zone too.
Well, yeah, 3rd and 29, not a good place to have to start, that's for sure.
But, I mean, we've seen some pretty impressive passes from Alec Yergosian. Look, I know we've seen a lot of impressive plays, Matt.
Yep.
A lot of them have been in the hands of Logan Buckwitz.
Yes.
But I think there is an argument that sneakily the best offensive play we've seen all day was that trick play to Jordan Kwan.
Yeah, yeah.
The first Windsor Dukes touchdown of the game. And where were they when they scored that? 4th and 22.
Yep. Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. No one is expecting that. And here he is by himself on the outside here on our near side of the field. He's pretty much uncovered.
Snap comes back to Yergosian, and he'll run it himself as he found a hole and is just trying to put himself in a better situation to go for it on 4th. Not a bad idea, honestly.
No.
If you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, which they have been doing pretty well all game long, and especially from inside this kind of territory.
Yergosian makes himself really small there underneath the defender. And it's number 27, Daniel King, who comes off the end and just gets up there and wraps him up, takes him outside.
Yergosian looking to the sidelines for what's coming next as far as play calling. Have a quick word with Jacob Groves, who's with him in the backfield, and gets prepared to take this snap. Alec Yergosian sets Groves in motion and gets the ball away with pressure coming. It's in the air and just shy of connecting with Adam Murray. And Murray went down hard.
I for a second thought he brought that in there one-handed over his head. Like, you can watch Murray here. He gets up there. He gets his hand on the ball, but he just couldn't stay with it. Yeah.
My goodness.
He just couldn't stay with it, and he's upset. He fires it back off to the sideline, and he gets out there to play defense. Take out your frustration now on defense and find a way to stop Buckwitz. It's just been the theme of this game.
Just whipping that game ball over to the sidelines, and, of course, all of our game balls brought to you by Bodden. Slide a sponsorship mention in there. Why not? 8:43 remaining in the third quarter, and the turnover on downs means it's the GW Grizzlies who go right back to work on offense. So often they've made it happen on their first play of the drive. 3 touchdowns on the first play, and their first play of the half here took them to the 1-yard line. The Dukes need to make some stops on D at some point, and I know that's a big ask against an offense like this, but we'll see if they can do it here. As it's going to be Caleb Spanner forced to the sidelines. Looked like he was going to shake some tackles. I sometimes get a little bit ahead of myself when it looks like the play is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
We'll say, oh, and he's that one's going to wrap up before it can go too far. I'm reluctant to say that about both Caleb Spanner and Logan Buckwitz because you just never know. But he was forced out of bounds. Nice little stop, but he still got 6 yards.
Well, I think it was number 53 who made the tackle there. I don't have him on the roster over on the Windsor side. But he definitely stayed with him around that outside edge.
High snap, but it's taken in and handed off once again to Caleb Spanner for a second consecutive play. This time he's pushed out of bounds, and we've got a flag on the play.
Well, I think it's going to be a late hit because he was out of bounds before Hunter Brown spun him down. And here he goes here. He gets Hunter Brown, brings him out of bounds. There he is out of bounds, and Hunter Brown does the extra little toss.
If you're Hunter Brown, though, it's really hard to know that you're out of bounds at that point. You've got momentum from the spin.
Yeah.
Your back is to the sidelines by the time you bring him down.
Yeah.
I don't know about that call.
No, but I mean that's part of the rule is know where you are on the field, right?
I guess so.
You know, I don't like that call. I never have, but it's a consistent call. We had it earlier. GW Graham got called on it over on this side earlier, and now it's going back the other way on the Windsor Dukes.
And I suppose any lawyer will tell you ignorance of the law is no defense. Snap into the hands of Frick once again, and he will hang on to it. Grayson Frick on a sweep to the right side. Picked up about 3 yards. Oh, more than that, in fact.
Yeah, you got close to 5 yards on that play.
And he was brought down by the other quarterback, Alec Garagosian, on defense. And as you mentioned a couple times, Matt, it's a short bench on the Windsor side that seems to only be getting shorter with injuries as this game goes along. There are some very tired players playing a lot of minutes on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Grayson Frick deep in the pocket. As a man in motion, we'll hand it off to him. And it's Logan Buckwitz who suddenly tried his hand at being the QB, looked to connect with Jackson Visser.
And Visser's wide open here. I mean, everybody's coming up because it's Buckwitz. Buckwitz got the ball. You got to stop him. The whole team needs to be there, and then Visser's wide open and just a little bit out in front of him.
Pretty brilliant play call, though.
Yeah.
Because they have clearly adjusted to put so much of their coverage on Logan Buckwitz, as they should. I mean, he seems impossible to tackle, honestly.
Yeah.
And he's in motion in the backfield once again. They fake the handoff this time and fake a second handoff. It's Frick who's going to hang on to it, but he couldn't go very far. Tried to run it up the gut on a dive, but was hit into the ground, and I think that's going to go for a loss.
It looks like they get a yard out of this one, but I mean, here he goes to one and then the other, but it bounces out of the stomach of Spanner right back into Frick's hands, and so he growls it and gets forward.
Yeah, a little pickup, but he was pushed backwards as he went down, so that's why I was thinking he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Nicholas Christensen with the tackle for the Dukes. Grayson Frick takes the snap and will hand it off. And this time, that might be, I mean, I know it's not, but it does feel like the first time we've seen Logan Buckwitz get tackled all day.
Yeah, he's been stopped a few other times, but here, he just gets the quarterback, drives him to the ground, and then it's a group tackle just to wrestle him out of bounds.
And I know it feels like a failure because he didn't just pick up 50 yards on one play, but he did move the chains. That was a first down for the Grizzlies, and that's all they're looking for, I'm sure. Grayson Frick.
Right through.
And I think that's going to be a fumble.
I think so, too. They stopped forward momentum. I think they're going to say the forward momentum was stopped here before the ball came loose. Right there, forward momentum stopped. And then he does hit the ground before the ball pops out.
That's too bad, though, because you can see that the defensive player, number 50, that's Lucas Gorgunas, is really desperately trying to dig that ball loose the whole time. And he was successful, but just not quite soon enough.
He just gets him by the arm there and flings him to the ground.
Second down, 13 to go for the Grizzlies, and it's the quarterback Frick who will run it himself. I think he's going to go out of bounds just shy of the first, but 1 yard to go, if not inches.
Well, and Windsor's playing great defense here because he's got nowhere to go with the ball. He's looking. He knows that he's got heat on his back, and then he just takes off running, and just short of the first down, he steps out of bounds.
And the clock moving a lot more normally here in the third quarter than we saw earlier in the game.
Well, it's the score, the stop for the extra point, the stop for the kick, and then you got to add a couple of stupid penalties in there. You then count back 15 yards. Way more penalties than they needed to have.
Grayson Frick with the pass complete finds Caleb Spanner. Spanner breaks loose, and that speed, he might be the fastest player on this field, and we've seen some very talented runners for both sides. Another touchdown, his third of the day, and my goodness, what a day for this Grizzlies team. One they will never forget.
Well, it's a great little screen here, and he gets into open space, and he's caught, he's tackled. He should be stopped in the backfield, but he spins out of it, and then you just watch him. He's got his angle so well to the cone that no one's going to catch up with him once he starts driving like that.
It's going to come back, though. Flag on the play, an illegal check to the back, I believe, against GW Graham, which will take them not just out of the end zone, but a good way back as well.
Well, and they're gonna get first down out of it, but it's gonna eliminate that touchdown.
So they're back to the 35. Fresh set of downs, but no TD. Frick puts Buckwitz in motion. Buckwitz takes the handoff. He's not going to throw it this time. He'll run it himself. Dodges a tackle, dodges another tackle. Finally, 3 men needed to bring him down. What a player.
Well, and the 3 guys that brought him down are slow to get up because he just got run over by a freight train.
And one of those guys is obviously Jacob Groves, who sat out a good amount of time back in the first quarter, but has had a gutsy performance for Windsor so far.
Yeah. You got Adam Murray over there also in on that tackle, who's doing it on offense and on defense. He's having a great day today. It's just being overshadowed by the Buckowitz effect.
1st and 10 from the 15. Handoff goes to Spanner. Caleb Spanner cuts to the outside and pushed out of bounds at about the 3.
Oh, I think they're going to mark him out even closer to the end zone than that. I think it's going to be closer to the 1 there. And here he goes around the outside. Great speed, gets by the one guy, walks the tightrope, and just, about a 1 yard line. He gets run out of bounds. So they're going to be 1st and goal from the 1.
I like their chances, personally, given what they've done so far. And there we go. Pass complete to Michael Hopwood, who I don't think we've seen make a play on offense all day long. He's been a defensive thorn in the side of Giragosian and Groves. But he gets in on the fun as well.
Well, here's the thing is, I mean, we've seen Spanner, we've seen Buckowitz, but they've got other offensive weapons over there that any team would love to have. But no, they just right to Hopwood there.
Caden Weiss lining up for the point after attempt. High snap, but it's gathered in. He gets the kick away, and it's good. Looked like a short one, but it just made it through the uprights. There was a point after attempt, I think, from a high school game in the States that was making the rounds earlier this week, Matt. I caught it on the misplays of the week on the evening highlight casts. I don't know if you caught this one where the point after attempt was way low, but the referee was standing in the middle of the end zone.
Yeah, I saw
and it hit off of his head and through.
And technically, they're part of the field.
It counts.
Yep.
Any which way you can. Of course, the Grizzlies have not required such luck today. They are getting it done all by themselves and have 55 points on the board with 3:30 to go in the third. I mean, what are the odds that this game crosses the century mark in terms of points scored by the time it's all said and done?
Well, we got a whole nother quarter to go.
We sure do.
And we're already sitting at, what, 83?
Yeah, about that. I'd say
82?
I'd say it's very doable.
Yeah. Well, Windsor hasn't had much luck on offense here. They haven't been able to put the ball in the end zone. GW Graham's go out and put it in twice. So Windsor's got some work to do.
Windsor was on a tear in the second quarter, but has seen their luck run dry a little bit here in the third. Which is too bad because this really was a close game up until about 2 seconds to go in the second half.
Yeah, yeah. When Windsor got it within a score, they did very, very well of pulling back into it, but they haven't been able to do anything since, and it's been 3 scores for GW Graham since that point.
Duke's offense goes back to work. Giragosian. Takes the snap, will hand it off. And Jacob Groves wrapped up. Oh my, his leg is in a really bad way.
Yeah, no, he's trying to get back up there, but I think he should just sit down. It was right underneath him. It was right under the one defender as Buckwitz came over top and took him down.
The way his leg was kicking when he went down, I had a feeling that might be the end of the day for him. But no, he's going to stay in it. And, I mean, why would I doubt him at this point, given what we know he's playing through so far?
Yeah.
Had to get that ankle wrapped up pretty extensively back in the first quarter. Pass complete to Adam Murray. Murray hauled down after a gain of about 4-ish.
I mean, this Windsor offense is potent. I mean, they get the ball down the field quickly. He gets it out of his hand quickly. He can run with it. Very deceptive. But this GW Graham defense just keeps coming. They come in waves.
I mean, you don't get to the final by accident.
No.
Especially when you got guys like Alec Giragosian. We talked about the Windsor Dukes being in the varsity playoffs in this building back in week 1.
Yep.
I believe they won the championship in AA last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did.
And they were knocked out in the first round this year. Their quarterback is, in that game, the same quarterback they've got here today. So, you know, if you're good enough to play for the senior team,
yeah,
it's not surprising that you've been able to find your way into this final. But, I mean, if you were to just look at this game as far as the QBs going head-to-head, I would give the advantage to Giragosian over Grayson Frick.
Yeah.
He's making it happen. He is the engine driving the Dukes offense, whereas, you know, Frick has been very good, don't get me wrong.
It's been what have they had to do to be successful in this game? I mean, Frick has had all the weapons around him. He's doing what he needs to do to put the points on the board. Giragosian is got to get out there and battle for every inch of space out there, and he has.
And it's one thing to have some weapons at your disposal, like knives or guns or what have you, but it just seems like the running backs for the Grizzlies are the nuclear option every single time. They are just leveling the playing field.
Well, and Frick shows his athletic ability here. He steps up in the pocket as the rush is getting to him, and then gets the first down on his feet.
I think he could hear me.
Yeah, yeah, he wanted to show you there.
Yeah, you think I'm not having a great game? Watch this first down.
Well,
and suddenly this is an offense that's right back to work in dangerous territory. 11 yards to go to the end zone. They might get it right here. Nearly. We're looking to connect with Logan Buckwitz. Was Grayson Frick. And Buckwitz got a hand on it, but it just flipped off his fingers.
Yeah, just couldn't get up high enough for that ball. I think he was expecting it a bit more in front of him. If you look here, it's kind of right just over or behind his shoulder there.
And we've got the teams getting warmed up in opposite end zones for the junior varsity AAA final. But those teams have been here for quite a long time, just given how long the first half went. As Logan Buckwitz does it again, TD number 6. He cannot be stopped. The only question I have now, and I think he's going to do it with 13 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this game, can he get a touchdown of touchdowns? He's one away right now. I think he can.
Touchdown of touchdowns. Well, and here we go. Like, you know, the next game's supposed to start in 5 minutes. And we still have a full quarter of football to play here.
Oh, what a game. What a game. Caden Weiss will kick that one through the uprights again. You know, every facet of their game seems complete for the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
They've got a key kicker. They've got a QB doing it all. They've got prime receivers and just 2 phenomenal running backs.
Yeah. They're doing a great job just moving the ball, defending the ball. They're playing the complete game of football out there. Then you flip to the other side of the field, and you got the scrappy Windsor Dukes that are going out there and they're fighting for every inch. They're making plays happen. They're putting points on the board, but it's just they're just being overwhelmed. They know right now they got to make some plays on offense here and get some points on the board. I don't know how likely it is for them to fight back into this game, but they've got to do something. So we got a 35-point lead here.
Yeah, I was trying to do the mental math on that.
Yeah.
89 points total scored in the game to this point.
And there's all the one linesman here doing his arm like, get the clock going type thing. I wonder at this point, is it 35 points the mercy rule? Is that when they just keep the clock running?
I believe so. So teams might not have to wait a whole heck of a long time in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Because they sure did wait in that first one. Again, a 50-minute first quarter in this game, an opening half that lasted 97 minutes. This game has been nothing short of remarkable. Of course, it was a lot more fun when it was a lot more even. And ever since the 2-second mark in quarter number 2, it has just been nothing but Grizzlies offense. So the Dukes go right back to work here. And another spirited carry from Jacob Groves, who might not walk away with a victory here today, but has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, no, not at all. He's just been unbelievable out there. Playing so hard, and especially after he went down early there. I mean, could this game have been different if he played the whole game and was healthy?
And one of the things that's just jumping out at me right now, Matt, is like, obviously we've gushed about Logan Buckwitz all game long. He's got 6 touchdowns. How could you not? But the same things that make him so dangerous on offense just make him a predator on defense as well. Like, the guy has speed that is unmatched by anyone short of his own teammate in Caleb Spanner.
Yeah.
And you look at a carry like this, Jacob Groves is having a great game. But it doesn't matter really if Logan Buckwitz is on even the other side of the field from him when he starts his runs. He's going to find him.
Yep.
Though as I say that, well, I spoke too soon. Gagosian got tackled hard by Buckwitz, and he's not getting up.
Yeah, he's down. He's down. And you watch it here. He's just making miracles happen. Gagosian's fought so hard today. He's just ripping out of people, ripping out of defensive linemen, and then here comes the train that's called Buckwitz. And a nice, clean tackle, wraps him up, and drives him down. There was just nowhere left for him to go. He should have been tackled in the back, 6 yards in the backfield. He made 6 yards up there. That was a beautiful, beautiful Houdini trick. that just got demolished on the end.
He's like Truckosaurus. We're at the demolition derby right now. All the other players are cars driving around, and he is a massive steel dinosaur who is picking them up and eating them.
Yeah. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I mean,
it's just incredible.
It's a once in a generation physical specimen on the football field.
And as we say that, Alec Yergosian heads to the sidelines, shaken up after that last hit, and gets a rousing ovation from both sides. Because even if you're a fan of the GW Graham Grizzlies, you have to look at what he has done in this game and just tip your cap. It's been a tremendous performance from Yergosian.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And I mean, grade 9, he's got 3 more years of just owning this field right here. I love watching him play, his tenacity, and I think this Windsor Dukes program is going to be around for a bit.
I think if anything, if you're Alec Yergosian right now, obviously you're focused on trying to get back in this game.
Oh.
And he almost did it with a long pass to Eric Artiga.
Well, there's going to be a penalty here because that ball was long gone before number 54, Dylan Myers, came over here and wiped out the quarterback. You watch this. The ball's gone, and we've lost the screen, and then the quarterback gets hit there.
And when we were talking about Yergosian heading to the sidelines, that was just actually for the end of the third quarter as I lost sight of the clock for a moment there. If you're Yergosian, obviously your focus right now is entirely on storming back in this game and trying to engineer some key drives in the fourth quarter. You're probably not thinking about this right now, but after the game, you're certainly going to be glad that you're in grade 9 and Logan Buckwitz is in grade 10. So as far as the junior varsity game is concerned, you do not have to deal with him next season.
Yeah.
You can come right back, be in this game again, and not have to look across the other way at just an absolute monster on the other team.
Yeah. And we talk a lot about Buckwitz because you can't help but talk about Buckwitz when he's on the field. But when you start looking around there at the other guys, 27, Daniel King, he's been making great plays. 22, Josh Baird, he's been out there today. Nick Beck. I mean, there's so many other names that we've called as well.
Caden Weiss, of course, not just having a great game as far as his boot is concerned, but he's been making some strong defensive plays as well.
Yeah.
Up and down this roster, really. I mean, every guy who's gotten an opportunity to be on the field has made something happen at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Michael Hopwood, especially on defense, has just been tremendous.
Yes, he has been very good. And then on offense, well, you got big number 65. What was the name again? Andrew Smith.
Yes.
He's taking care of the middle of that offensive line by himself. I guess we got a player down on the far side of the field there.
And he might need to be helped off. His 3 teammates just came off the sidelines for the Grizzlies. And in fact, we've now got a medical card out on the field as well.
Yeah, you never like seeing this, especially in a game that's this far ahead, right?
And I have no idea who that is either.
No.
But this looks extremely serious. And we've got a full medical crew of trainers out on the field.
the guys waiting on the field there are stretching. They don't want to start cramping up and whatnot.
Take this opportunity quickly to thank our sponsors once again. Barron Championship Rings is the company providing those big studded pieces of metal that will provide all kinds of memories for years going forward for the teams that win here today on Championship Saturday. The BC Lions and BC Place Stadium, of course, very generous to let us play here under the dome today. And speaking of the BC Lions, their quarterback, Travis Lulay, going to be joining Jake Elliott later tonight to do color commentary. Jake's got the call. Travis will be with him. Did it last year as well and had an excellent time. I'm sure he's looking forward to it again. And you can hear tonight's AAA final as well on TSN 1040. And the injured player is Daniel King for the GW Graham Grizzlies.
And he's had a great game today. It looks like it's his leg.
Good news is that he's seated. They did not need to use the spinal board on the stretcher. But a tough end to the day for him. I'm sure when it's all said and done, as his team closes this one out in the fourth quarter, he will say, worth it in the end.
Yeah.
These games also sponsored by Baden, Kahunaverse Sports, Skyline Athletics, Indigo Imaging, Go Wireless, and BCLC. Thank you to our sponsors for making this tournament possible. It's the Subway Bowl here at BC Place Stadium. And as play continues, the Dukes try to go back to work on offense. Jacob Groves, pretty solid carry there, able to get a good 8 yards. But I tell you, the mood in this building has gone quiet after what we just saw.
Yep, it's like I said earlier, you know, as big as they are, tough as they are, they're still kids and parents, family, friends. You don't like seeing that ever.
Gagosian takes the snap. Pass complete over to the right side. Finds Adam Murray, but Murray's hauled down for a loss. That's going to negate the carry on first down. Went from 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's Hopwood gets off his whoever's trying to block him here, and he actually strips the ball out there, but Murray's lucky enough that he could drop right back on it. No problems.
Not just 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, so loss of 5 on that Hopwood tackle. Gagosian will go skyward again. Long ball was intended for Adam Murray, but instead he was in the sidelines basically by the time that ball would have gotten to him anyways.
Yeah. A little bit too over his head and out of bounds there. He was hoping to spring Murray down the sidelines on a quick shot there, but.
And they're going to go for it on 4th as they have so many times already today.
They had a great second quarter, but they just in the second half here, they haven't been able to get anything going. And then even on that one there, just a little bit out of sync.
Looking for Groves instead. Turnover on downs will bring the GW Graham Grizzlies offense back out onto the field. And I don't want to say that this is Windsor Duke's side that's given up, because they definitely have not done that.
No.
But, I mean, as much as they were staying in it and finding ways to stay within one score throughout that second quarter,
yeah,
the plays that we've seen today from Logan Buckwitz, from Caleb Spanner, those take their toll.
Yeah.
They are mentally demoralizing. To watch guys bust loose on the first play of a drive time after time after time.
We got a penalty flag here already. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Oh, too many men on the Windsor Dukes here.
some miscommunication on the Duke's defense, and it's a 5-yard penalty that will put this Grizzlies offense to work. 1st and 5.
Well, and you look at these Windsor Dukes. They threw everything they had in that second quarter at trying to tie the game up on the dying seconds. And GW Grahams comes back, scores with 2 seconds left, comes back and scores on the second play of the second half, and then scores again not too long after that.
37 seconds into this half is all it took for them to get on the board once again, and they were trying to find Logan Buckwitz for yet another touchdown. But Grayson Frick couldn't quite connect. Actually, that was Frick who pitched it over to Josh Baird, and Baird was the thrower on that one. And
you look at this, and you got they scored, 3 touchdowns in about 4 minutes of football play, the last minute of the second half, and then the first 2 or 3 minutes of the third quarter. They scored 3 touchdowns and just knocked Windsor out of this. It's hard to keep the fight up, and they fought hard today.
Perhaps no one more than Jacob Groves, though Alec Guragosian might argue that. And once again, look at that strength. I mean, that's not even a forearm shiver. He literally just pushed them over. Logan Buckwitz, again, how many tackles did he break there? I couldn't even count them.
He wanted the touchdown of touchdowns.
His 7th TD of the game.
Yeah.
Unreal. And we said it before, jokingly, in the first quarter, Matt, but I'm serious. I don't care which of the 2 teams that win the AAA final that we have up next. No matter who it is, no matter what the score is, they should have to play this AA champion. Because I just can't I cannot accept that these 2 teams that we have next on deck are somehow better than what we're seeing from GW Graham right now. I have no words to describe Logan Buckwitz anymore. I am just flummoxed by him. He's amazing.
95 points on the board for this game so far, and there's still a kick here. That's 96. 96 points on the board. We're still 5.5 minutes left in the game. We could easily be over 100 points.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that's left to look forward to in this one pretty well. We are 4 points shy of the century mark right now as time continues to tick off. Mercy rule affecting the clock, of course. And, of course, I'm sure the officials want to get this one over and done with so that the next games can begin. As the band plays Europe's The Final Countdown. We are in the final countdown. Just over 300 seconds remaining in the game.
Yeah, no, this GW Graham program, like I said, they had a good run a couple of years back, and then they kind of fell off there for a little bit, but now they've just come right back hard at it one more time.
I don't know that you look back at the history of high school football. I'm not well versed enough to be able to say year over year who's had remarkable performances going back decades and decades, but I think you'd be hard pressed to come up with a player who's had a better day than Logan Buckwitz has here today.
Well, and that's the thing is, this isn't unusual for him.
Yeah.
GW Graham has seen it all year long, right? This is not unusual for him. He's going to come out here. He's going to play his football, and he plays hard.
He must have broken. I mean,
I'd love to know what his yardage was for the day.
Yeah, I would love to know just how many tackles he broke on that last touchdown alone. There were 2 guys in a row at around the 40 that he just shoved over.
Yep. And even on the last one there, when he came around the side over here, there was 2 more that he shoved down. And we got a Kelowna here running down the sideline in front of us, getting cheers from their fans. They came out and warmed up, went back in the locker room, have warmed up again, and now they're going back in the locker room one more time.
It was. I'm still thinking about him pushing those guys over. It's like when you're like fighting your kid brother.
Yeah.
And he's swinging at you, but you're tall enough that you can just put your hand on his head and keep him away, so that he can't even. He can swing as much as he wants. He's not going to get the kind of distance to connect. That's, I'm recalling memories of my own childhood here, but that's what it's like for Logan Buckwitz out there on the field. It's incredible. It's nothing short of amazing.
Oh, and here we got a new runner in the backfield here for Windsor Dukes, number 24, Ryan Thald. He gets in there and picks up a good 6 yards off that run. Just turns it upfield nicely. A little bit of a burst there.
Pass complete over to the right side to who else but Adam Murray. Murray able to shake one tackle, is finally brought down, but nice pickup, move the chains. Get another look at it on the subway replay.
Murray gets a great catch here. Strips the first tackler, beats the second tackler. It's out to the third guy, number 3, Justin Brelinette. Comes in and wraps him up.
Duke's inside enemy territory now on the 46. And they are just playing for pride at this point.
Well, they want to be the one that say they scored the 100th point in this game, in this epic game.
That will be remembered for generations to come, I am sure. If only because there are players on both sides that will be telling their kids about it.
Yeah. Yeah. GW Grey scored 69, but we scored the 100th. Beautiful tackle there by number 32, Caden Weiss. He's had a really good game today, too.
And a nice little run again from Ryan Thalad. But he is tiny.
Yeah, Thalad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And no fear running up the middle, though. And we got number 5 out there, quarterback, Nicholas Balash. I don't see Alex on the sideline. Garagosian on the sideline. He must be playing receiver or something out there.
Yeah. No, I think I spy him on the sideline.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got his helmet off.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking with the coaches.
No, we're going to get a timeout here on the Grizzlies are calling a timeout.
I don't know what reason to do that at this point unless they, like us, kind of want to see the score cross the century mark. You'd think the lead they have, they would be content to let time tick away, but we'll see.
I think they wanted to get a player in there, trying to sub in a player there and get him into the game. I like the way they've pulled off a lot of players, and you're starting to see players out there that weren't on in the first half of the game out here now. Like it's number 11 here on the near side. I hadn't seen him all game long. And I think Buckwitz has finally left the field.
I think you're right. I mean, you see an injury like the one that befell Daniel King earlier.
Yeah.
When you got the game in hand like they do, why risk it, right?
Yeah. I mean, you come back with the argument that, well, this is their last game of the season. This is going to be the last time they get to play, they want to play all the way through the game. But at the same time, do you want to spend the offseason hurt?
Exactly.
You know, Christmas on crutches is not fun.
It certainly is not. Pellish once again.
No.
We'll have to wait to see this drive continue, as it's another timeout, I think this time on the part of the Dukes. 68 seconds to go in the game. The GW Graham Grizzlies up 69-27. And what a game they have had. I think the score tells the story, even more so when you look at how they've gotten it done.
Yeah.
7 touchdowns on the day. 7. Some teams don't even do that. Logan Buckwitz has done it all by himself.
Yeah, that's what, 42 points.
At least. He's
Yeah.
added a couple 2-point converts, too. I think he's up to 46 on the day.
It's nuts.
3 touchdowns from Caleb Spanner, 1 from Michael Hopwood. 3 players have given them 69 points. Remarkable. And Pellish's pass is picked off.
Nope, he dropped it.
No. They're just going to call it turnover on down, so it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah. No, and I mean, you try and teach defensive backs that. Know you're down in distance, because if you're on 4th down, you don't pick off the ball. You slap it to the ground. And I don't know if this number 11, Ethan Bussinger, was the one who was almost made the interception there, and he can make a claim. Nope, coach, I dropped it. Just threw it down. We got 26 seconds left in the clock here. I mean, I can't really see him doing much besides kneeling it down here. Unless they decide they want to be the one to break the century mark.
They're going for it. A long pass intended for Logan Buckwitz. He's back in the game, at least on offense.
Yeah.
Grayson Frick was trying to connect with him.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. Time ticks off. This one comes to an end. And the GW Graham Grizzlies are your junior varsity AA champions in the 2018 Subway Bowl. We still have player awards to come, and I think we can guess who's going to get MVP in this one. A game that lasted nearly 3 hours. Started at 11. We're nearly at 2 o'clock. It's 1:51 p.m. in Vancouver. It was a marathon. The first half alone ran 97 minutes. And what a game. Lost a lot of its intensity in the third quarter as it became clear that the GW Graham Grizzlies were just going to run away with this one, and they did exactly that. But a ton of performances from both sides that can only be described as outstanding. Alec Yaragosian at quarterback for Windsor. Hell of a game. Jacob Groves, their tailback, defensive linebacker. Looked like his day was going to come to an end back in the first quarter. Instead, got his ankle wrapped up. He persevered, stayed in it, and somehow played almost even better with a significant ankle injury than he did before he left the game. And he was pretty good before he left the game too, folks. He has everything to be proud of in this game despite the score. So many players for Windsor do. Whether on offense or defense. It's Daniel King now in a wheelchair, wheeled over to be able to be with his teammates as they take their championship pictures. Choked back tears as he shook the hands of every member of the Windsor Dukes after the game during the handshake lineup. Outstanding lineman of the game goes to GW Graham's number 54, Dylan Myers. And wow, what a highlight from him right there.
Next, we have the Outstanding Back Award from the GW Graham Grizzlies, number 5, Caleb Spanner.
Caleb Spanner takes the honor for outstanding back in this game. And that just leaves MVP up next.
And now, the most valuable player for the championship game from the GW Graham Grizzlies, number 88, Logan Beckwith.
Who else could it have been? Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. 7 touchdowns on the day for Logan Beckwith. A touchdown of touchdowns. And that is to say nothing of the numerous remarkable defensive plays that he made in this game as well. Logan Beckwith was just simply amazing. As the captains from the Windsor Dukes take their plaque as AA finalists. Disappointing finish. Not a lot of happy faces on that side. But I'm sure they'll look back on this day fondly. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but these will be proud memories someday down the line. As the team captains for the Grizzlies step forward to take their trophy and to take their banner that will come back to GW Graham and hang proudly. In the rafters of their gymnasium, perhaps. I'm sure they're going to put it on display, perhaps in the foyer before it goes there. But what a game. What a performance. What a player. That's going to do it for the Junior Varsity AA Final. We've got Junior Varsity AAA action coming up next here. Before you know it, it's under 15 minutes away. If you're watching online, whether that's on SportsCanada.TV or BCSS.TV. Don't go anywhere. 3 more games after this one. I don't know that we're going to see a performance again for the rest of the day like we saw from Logan Beckwith, but you'll have to stick around and find out. Up next in the AAA Junior Varsity Final, we've got Kelowna versus Belmont. My name is Justin Morissette. He is Matt Macri. We've got you covered for the next game as well. So grab a refreshment. Stick around. We'll talk to you again in the next game 13 minutes from now. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Subway Bowl live from BC Place Stadium.